1, Episode 19, our Season 1 finale, called Temporal Ambassador. Before I introduce this mission, I just want to let you know there are a bunch of glitches in this mission, so if you see some, it's not my fault. So, let's begin the season finale. Yesterday's episode would have been the season finale, but I thought this one had a better intriguing story. Besides, this episode, this season finale will set up for future seasons to come. And yes, unfortunately, it does involve time travel. Something I thought I was done with, but based on the past episodes, looks like I'm never going to be done with it. The Tholians have been known to try and open rifts to bring in other realities. They're trying to bring in another one. We gotta stop it. There's an anomaly. An anomaly that changes position. Disappeared again. I will say this though, the Azure Nebula is a beautiful sight. Disappeared again. While I'm here, I'll scan some Verteron particles. There it is. Something's inside the anomaly. An Ambassador class ship. I'll stop. Stop! Full reverse. Sometimes my momentum carries me too far. It's the price you pay for having a ship this size. Alright. Let's go ahead and scan the anomaly, see why it keeps moving from place to place. The freighter, Yellow Springs? Now I feel insulted. A Tholian base. One minute I'm a starship, the next minute I'm a lousy freighter. That is quite the downgrade. Franklin Drake. Let's talk to him.
Do you have a question?
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name is Franklin Drake. I was born on a little colony world on the edge of Cardassian space. After the Federation fell to the Klingons, a lot of people moved out of the war zones to try to make new lives. It worked. For a while. When the Bajorans discovered that wormhole and the Dominion invaded, no world, no matter how remote, was safe. I signed on to help fight the Dominion, for all the good that did. The Dominion swallowed the Bajorans whole, and then joined up with the Breen and the Cardassians to destroy the Klingons and the Romulans. After that, it was just a matter of carving up the Alpha Quadrant.
This is an alternate timeline. One where the Federation fell, and the Dominion took over. We prevented that from happening. Then why did it happen?
The Tholians got this piece of space in exchange for signing a non-aggression pact with the Dominion. It wasn't hard to see that the only way to survive was to sign on. Now I'm like you. I work for the Tholians, and in exchange I get a cot, a couple of replicated meals, and the chance to live for one more day. With a little luck, I'll get through tomorrow, too. Do you need anything else?
I'm back with the Techosite shipment.
Thank you, Captain. The Tholian Assembly appreciates your loyalty. So many ship captains threw away their lives needlessly in the days after they annexed this area of space. It'll take a few hours to offload your cargo. Feel free to grab a hot meal in the commissary. I know that comforts can be hard to come by in this sector. I recommend the plomeek soup. It almost tastes like something.
Thanks.
Do you need anything else?
Nope. So I'm in an alternate timeline. You look familiar. No, that's not it. That was one of my bridge officers. There's Chennai. She's an admiral in Starfleet. Let me ask about her.
Yes.
Tell me a bit about yourself.
My name is Tanae, and for many years I served in Starfleet. After the war was lost, I joined a resistance movement attempting to liberate the core worlds. We failed. We were able to keep the Klingons at bay, but not the Dominion and their allies. After the Breen destroyed Earth and the Dominion occupied Betazed, continued resistance was illogical. Against all reason, we continued our fight as our resistance cells fell, one by one. You might say I was one of the fortunate ones. I survived. I would not agree. Do you require anything else?
No. Vakel Shan, fellow Endorian.
How can I assist you?
Tell me about yourself.
I'm Vakel Shan, captain of the Belfast. I run freight for the Tholians. Basic supplies, mostly. But once in a while, they need me to pick up dilithium from the mines on Remus. We're in dock here for a few days getting some repairs done. Cut too close to the Konos blast zone on my last trip back, and ran into some raiders. They won't trouble anyone again. But they fused half my power conduits and fried the deflector before I managed to take them out. If there's anything else you need, let me know.
Will do. Obasek.
I will be free.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name is Obasek. Once my people served the Romulans. Now we have new masters. I will serve her now, because to refuse would be my death. But when the time is right, we'll rise up against our oppressors and destroy them. If you would be free, watch for an opportunity. The Tholians will show their weakness soon enough. Do
Gotcha.
not waste my time.
Nice getting to know you. Let's get some food. Yeah, there's a glitch right there if you notice my hands.
I haven't seen you around here before, Captain.
Neither have I you.
Got a minute to talk?
May I ask who you are?
Call me Castillo. Not a lot to tell, I guess. I'm Lieutenant J.G. Richard Castillo, Helm Officer of the USS Enterprise C, an unwilling time traveler. I'm normally the Helm Officer, but I'm Senior Officer now that Captain Garrett and the rest of the senior staff are gone. We've got to do what the captain would want. Get us back to where we belong. And finish what we set out to do.
My God.
I know this is hard to accept, but we're not supposed to be here.
Well, I'm new here.
I know. I asked around about you, and I don't know if I'm supposed to be telling you this, but I need your help. You're not supposed to be here. None of us are. Not in this timeline, I mean. My ship, my crew. We were supposed to do something important. We went through an anomaly, moved through time, and everything changed.
Go on.
We tried to go back. I guess the battle with the Klingons disrupted the anomaly. Instead of getting back where we belong, we ended up here with the Tholians running everything. I'd never even seen a Tholian before. You have to help us set things right. You have to help us get back to our ship.
What are you talking about? Who is us?
Me and my crew. There are a little over 100 of us here, scattered throughout the work camp. We're about 65 years ahead of where we should be, according to my math. We were fighting the Romulans. This was back in 2344. And the weapons discharges caused a temporal rift. We passed through, and because we weren't at Narendra to do what we were supposed to do, the timeline changed. We ended up in a timeline where the Federation and the Klingon Empire were at war. The Federation was losing, badly. We tried to go back to set things right. But then the Klingons found us and the Enterprise D. And there's someone here with us from that timeline. Her name is Tasha. I'll take you to her. Maybe she can help explain this.
Lead on, Lieutenant. The Enterprise C. I read about them in Starfleet Academy. Of course, I know exactly what happened. My character doesn't know the whole story, but I know the whole story.
We need your help.
Now may I ask who you are?
My name is Tasha Yar. I was Chief Tactical Officer of the USS Enterprise D. In my timeline, we were fighting a war against the Klingons, and I was proud to do my part to protect the Federation. What I learned, though, in the correct timeline, history as it should be, I died a meaningless death. I accepted the risks when I put on the uniform, and I don't regret what happened. But if I'm going to die, I want it to mean something. That's why I chose to go back with the Enterprise C.
Admirable.
I know this is a lot to accept, but you have to trust us.
What's exactly going on here?
I'm from Starfleet, and if I'm right, that's a name that should ring bells with you as well. In an alternate timeline from this one, the correct one, Starfleet is still alive and well, and you're a Starfleet officer too. When the Enterprise C moved ahead in time, it created an alternate timeline, one in which I was alive but shouldn't have been. I left with the Enterprise to set things right.
Go on.
We thought we were returning to the Narendra system in 2344 to defend the Klingon colony there from a Romulan attack. We ended up in this nebula in 2409. The Tholians caught us before we could try again, and you can guess the rest. We're going to try to restore the timeline, but to do so, we need the Enterprise C. It's still in the hangar here, and as soon as we get back to her, we'll find the temporal rift and get back to where and when we're supposed to be. To do that, we need your help.
Count me in. What do you need me to do?
Franklin Drake is already helping us. He managed to get an access key used to operate the systems in the hangar control room. We need you to get the code from Drake and use it to open the doors to the hangar control room. I'd go myself, but we've already been here a week. The Tholians know we're trying to get back to the ship. They're watching us. But you're new. They won't suspect you're involved. That's the idea, at least.
Okay.
Of course, it's not as simple as getting the code and opening the door. The Tholians have guards on all critical areas. You'll need to slip past the guards and get into the maintenance tunnels. From there, It's a winding maze to the hangar control room, which can only be unlocked from the inside. Once you get in, you'll be able to open the doors. We'll be waiting there to help you free the Enterprise.
What's next?
Here, take this communicator. It's on a scrambled frequency the Tholians don't monitor, and it'll allow me to contact you while you're on the move. Maybe you can convince someone to cause a distraction. That might make slipping past the guards into the tunnels easier.
Okay, thank you. Let's talk to Franklin Drake, get that key. The Enterprise C was an essential part of the Federation and the Klingons becoming allies. And when they talk about the war, they're not talking about the war that I've been fighting in.
Report any unusual activity to your superiors.
If you're wondering, there have been multiple wars between the Federation and the Klingons. In fact, I've lost count how many there have been.
Do you have a question?
Yarg still said you had a key for me.
Take it. Here's a map, too. You'll need it in the tunnels. I still don't know why I'm risking my neck for this. Don't expect any more help from me. The Federation fell before I was born. I shouldn't even care, but there's something about Yar and Castillo. I know they believe they can make a difference. It makes me want to believe.
I'll take those risks. Thank you very much.
Do you need anything else?
No. Whether in this timeline or in any other timeline, he's got an attitude about him. Okay, here's a list of people I need to convince. I can only convince one, so let's start from the top. I have to convince Bavat. The guy I ended up killing in the last mission.
What do you want?
Any chance you can create a diversion for us? We need to reach the control room.
I may be a Klingon, but I am not a fool. Kahless once talked about a man who stepped outside to battle a storm. Kahless went to this man and asked him why he didn't seek shelter. And the man replied that he would stand before the wind and make it respect him. Kahless honored his choice and went inside. The man died. The wind does not respect a fool, and neither do the Tholians. I will not commit suicide, so you can make a pointless attempt at escape.
Sorry to bother you, you worthless attack. Now someone named Ferric. A Ferengi.
You looking for something?
Any chance you can help us create a diversion?
Do I look like a soldier? I wouldn't take on those Thorian goons. Not even if you paid me all the gold plus platinum in the sector.
As usual. Wouldn't expect it from you. Only 3 more people to convince. Usually the person to convince changes every single time. I'm gonna go to one of my own guys. Go to Sean.
How can I assist you?
Can you please help us create a diversion?
I don't remember the Federation, or Starfleet. The war was almost over before I was born. This is the only life I know. One of servitude, deprivation, loss. I want something better. That freedom my parents and grandparents told me about. I want the Federation back. I'll help. Just tell me what you need.
Thank you. Now I just gotta wait for him to make a distraction and make my move.
Hey! Get down here! You big salt shaker!
We must work together to find the path to progress.
Usha! To the death!
Go.
Fight me!
Great, I gotta go through these maintenance tunnels. Bad enough I have a freighter named the Yellow Springs. Now I gotta go through these tunnels. Alright, let's view the hand-drawn map. Let's try the straight ahead first. Another straight ahead.
We've hit a snag. There are Tholians in the control room. When they're in there, they pump in a Tholian-friendly atmosphere and raise the temperature. It will kill us if we try to enter. You'll need to replace the methane-based atmosphere with something we can breathe and lower the ambient temperature in the control room before we can continue as planned.
Why would the Tholians put something like that in their system?
The Tholians are very precise. They want to learn everything they can about the ships they're capturing. All rooms connected to the hangars have their atmospheres exchanged to prevent damage to the systems they're dismantling for study. Also, sometimes they force humanoids to do the work for them, so they'll pump in something we can handle.
Really makes sense. Let's check that drawn map again. Let's go to the left. Here's a console. Let's close the methane gas vents. Now let's vent the control room atmosphere. And create an oxygen-based atmosphere. Now we just gotta lower the ambient temperature of the control room. Here's another console. Lowering the ambient temperature. Our atmosphere needs are deadly to the Tholians. Wait, did I go the wrong way? Yep, I did. Let's go straight ahead. What's in this crate? Oh, I've already collected it before. Never mind. Okay, here we go. Let's bring in the reinforcements.
We don't have much time.
There she is. The Enterprise C. Alright, what are your specialties?
We don't have much time. I know a few tricks to take that tractor beam system offline. I'm also fairly confident that with enough time, I can release the docking clamps holding the ship, or take down the Tholian's web shielding. We don't have much time.
Disable the tractor beam. Tanae, what's your specialty?
I am here to assist. What do you require? My first posting in Starfleet was to an ambassador-class vessel. I am familiar with most of the ship's systems, but I spent several months working on a refit of the ship's computer. I am confident I can restore the ship's power levels quickly. Also, I do have some experience with Tholian technology from my time in the Resistance.
Overriding security
If you
protocols.
prefer, I could attempt to deactivate the web shield or tractor beams. I am here to assist. What do you require?
Restore the ship's power levels. Castile, what's your specialty?
We need to work together. What do you want me to do? I was the helm officer on the Enterprise.
I'm changing the
before
targeting
everything went to hell.
subroutines
But
for
I'm
the
really
tractor
handy with
beams.
heavy machinery, like those clamps holding the ship. I know I can take care of those. We need
Okay.
to work together.
Release the docking clamps then. I'll get the Tholian webbing. Destabilizing the energy matrix.
Tractor beam is disabled.
Deactivate Tholian webbing. Tholian web is down. If you're wondering, the Enterprise C is from late 23rd into the 24th century. My ship, the USS Yellow Springs, is far more advanced than the Enterprise C is. And I'm talking about the Starship, not that damn freighter. Power levels are restored. Come on, Castile. Get those docking clamps released. Alright. Let's go change history. Great. Three force fields. Now I got things under control. I know. Last force field. All right. Let's board the Enterprise. Let's get to that rift. Check the abilities. Let's go with that one. Let's go with this one.
Captain, I'm detecting Tholian mesh weavers headed for our position.
Arm all weapons. Let's see what this ship can do.
Tholian orb weavers on an intercept. Tholian recluses moving into weapons range, sir. I recommend evasive action. Tholian
Agreed.
tarantula on sensors.
Target shields have failed.
We're outnumbered here. What the?
Tholian tarantula. I've never seen a ship.
We took a hit. Phasers are partially offline. Looks like we could use some help.
Target shield has failed.
Wherever you are, thank you for your assistance. Somehow the Tholians brought the Terran Empire into the mix. Now, who are you?
Clear, and the temporal anomaly has been stabilized. Head for the anomaly, Enterprise. It will put you back where you need to be.
How do you know where we need to be?
That's my job. The details aren't important. Restoring the timeline is. Get moving. The Tholians are already starting to regroup.
Very well. Helm, set course for the anomaly. Best possible speed. Where am I? What am I doing here?
I'm sure you've realized by now, you're part of a very different timeline. This one is an aberration that we are here to correct. It would be irresponsible of us to let you go back in time with the Enterprise C, and compromise that timeline as well.
What are you gonna do with me then?
We'll send you back to your time. There are still some very important events in the 25th century that you need to be a part of.
So how do I get back?
As soon as the Enterprise C returns to its correct place in history, the timeline should right itself.
Oh, it's good to be back. Scan for the anomaly. Interesting. Helm, depart the system. Try to contact Starfleet Command, let her know of them our position. Quite an unusual experience.
There wasn't anything there. That's strange.
Indeed. Well, folks, that was the Season 1 finale of Star Trek Yellow Springs. To add speculation, I'm not going to show you a preview of Season 2. I'll let you speculate on what's to come. Until then, I hope you have enjoyed my series. I apologize if I made any mistakes here and there. I am still new to this, but don't worry. I will see you for Season 2. In the meantime, this is Captain Chris Dorn, signing off.